My mom's only
Stacy,
two.
Rose,
Yeah.
Pete's.
Yeah, I mean,
Two
it's
different days.
only, right, I mean, like, if we can't use the gym for the rec department or whatever,
Just above me.
do their stuff, then let us use that, but now you're gonna pay, you're gonna charge us?
Oh, traffic, a lot of people?
Like, they're just, there has
Last
to
Monday.
be, there has to be a way to we can all work,
Yeah.
together. We all have one goal. And that's community. Almost.
So close.
Oh, 25.
Anybody want snacks? I have snacks.
No, don't even get me started.
Well, I went on the
No,
theory, we're not
that's-
recording, right? We're
Huh.
off the record.
Oh, we're recording?
You're live on YouTube.
So
You want a snack, Joel?
I think no.
I have Mountain Dew, Milk Duds, and pepperonis.
Well, all the basic food groups.
Yeah.
You want a Red Bull? Oh, you got Mountain Dew, never mind, never mind. Good.
Yeah,
And I've drank 2 pots of coffee today, so let's go.
we're not saying here that.
After my first pot, I cracked into the second pot and went, yep, I'm gonna need
All
that.
right, let's call the meeting to order.
Okay.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag
of
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Any updates to the agenda?
I don't have.
Any public comment?
Nope.
All right, let's start in with the MOU for the Brighton Elementary School.
So this is a draft. It's nothing in stone yet. It's something I was gonna send over to them and see if they agree with that. But before I send that to them, I want your guys' feedback. Feel free to write it up, mark it up, do whatever you need to, and feel free to email me back with recommendations, or anything you would like added to it. We're not in a huge rush to get this done, but we are a little.
Sooner the better.
Yes, so, but it is pretty straightforward. We agree that we're not gonna charge each other. We're just gonna work together and
Okay.
trade spaces.
So this is our draft.
This
Yes.
is our draft. Well,
Have they sent theirs over?
I am doing theirs,
Oh, well, then.
which is combined into there. You'll see it switch back and forth quite a bit in there. So,
Okay.
See in section C, part B, insurance and liability, it only mentions Brighton Recreation, not Brighton Elementary School.
sure. So, we can mark that up. That's fine. So our certificate of insurance would go over to Brighton Elementary and vice versa. They would
Right.
give us. their-
When do you want
Okay.
comments back?
If you guys could have them back in a week. That would be
1
great.
week from today?
A week today.
All right.
Today's the 3rd, right?
Second.
Well, I'm just trying to push the season through.
Yeah, well,
I'm not.
you know, it's April.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go on to the project expansion. Oh, creep.
So that is one that I asked Noah to add on there.
So where's that from?
That is because I see it occasionally and I know I am guilty of it myself. And I think that we need to ask our town employees to take a look at what are the things that we are doing as a town that may have started out as being yeah, I can do that. It's real quick. I can do it once. And it's become an expectation, right? So a good example in, hey, I need you to pull some deeds for me, whatever. Somebody says, yeah, it's real quick. I know right where it is. They go grab it. They pull it for someone. Next thing you know, a week later, you call up and you do it again. And a lot of the things, we have costs on stuff, whether it's labor costs, materials costs, things like that. And as you look around, there may be things that our staff and our different groups are doing because they did it once and then
Mhm.
they did it again. And suddenly it's expected of them to just do it. And then they're getting calls in the middle of the night or on the weekend and asked to do stuff that maybe really isn't something they should be doing. Or when we look at these things, maybe there should be a set fee for doing those things. An example is I know that we had the Pondathon from Brighton Rec come up, and I had alerted Noah that we were doing this. Hey, it'd be really good if we could get some of the sand cleaned up. So we had Bruce go and clean that up. That's not something that's traditionally on his job. It's not on his task list. If we're doing it for another entity or doing it outside, we need to look at what those things are and how many of them we're doing. And we may wind out discovering that we have an intense amount of labor costs going out to do things to benefit other areas that may not necessarily be something that we're even aware that they're doing. That jeopardizes our equipment, it jeopardizes our employees, and it's just something that I think we should take a look at.
And you're saying policy wise, that's something you would like to look at?
I think that you as a manager should let your staff know, say, hey, do you have anything that you're doing that may be something that
It's
is
for a different,
for a different
Right.
group. You know, we've got renters in some of our facilities. Perhaps they, you know, depending on what their lease is, maybe we're going outside of
you mean like
what-
taking the garbage out?
like, yeah, maybe we're taking their garbage out and that's not supposed to, that's something that they're supposed to handle in their lease. If we're doing tasks like that, we need to get those off our employees. It could be, you know, I don't know, painting, I don't know. There, in my line of work, I know it happens all the time. Somebody calls me up, they ask me for a classification. I'll help them get that classification. That service is a $385 service. And if I'm doing it for free, then they start expecting it. I'm not saying these are chargeable services. I'm just saying they might be things that are outside of their normal job description.
Well, I think that it's kind of crucial because you take like, you have, I don't know, have the road crew go pick up some dirt or whatever for the rec
It's
department.
pulling them
So
off their
it's
own
pulling
job.
them off their job, but it's also in their, going against their budget.
Mhm.
So really, it should be going into the, say, the rec department budget.
Mhm.
We take, so what you're saying is then the rec department should be paying the road or the town.
Or charge to,
Right,
charge off.
right.
And that just goes across the board for anything that,
I agree with that.
that,
And what about, what are you saying? I went into the deeds and stuff. And I know that's been going on and it's, you've got some people that'll be here for 3 hours looking at stuff and you've got Lisa or
you know, and
they're waiting, Teresa, waiting on these people. Well, that's 3 hours of their work that they're babysitting somebody that really, no, this is not my job. You can.
We
Right.
have had attorneys
And I was
that
gonna
kind of, we're really nice up here and we get that a lot. And so, you know, I know Teresa has in the past, you know, an attorney sends something and she knows where it's at and she sends it off, like,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yep.
But then that's become an expectation.
Yep.
And it takes her substantial time
Right.
to look all that up.
Well, exactly, especially when the lawyer's charging you so much an hour. It's like, okay, well, let me charge you.
Right.
I think the start of it is looking at, you know, hey, these are the things that are in your job responsibilities. This is what your normal weekly expectations, daily expectations, whatever it is. Are there things that you're doing outside of what you're supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
That you maybe we shouldn't be. Even using a copier costs funds,
Mhm.
right?
It does.
Yep,
So if we're, you know, just making sure that we know where those things are coming from.
well, if somebody comes in, I mean, I had somebody the other day come in and they needed to fax something. I was like, because, you know, the library was closed or whatever, post office used to have them, used to charge like $25 a copy, I think. I mean, it was just one thing, but charge $25 a copy or 25 cents a copy or whatever.
And we,
Because you get some people that I know will come in with 15,
and we,
they want 15 pieces of paper. Ink is not cheap.
no, it's not. And we do have a fee schedule for copies and
Yeah,
such.
okay.
I will admit though, we're pretty lenient with it.
Maybe if we
Probably more
posted it
too.
right there, so when.
That is, yeah, we could certainly do that. I think
Then
that'd
that
be an
way,
easy.
it'll be, that way they're not coming in and expecting to say, no, this is.
And as far as our workers, like the road crew doing things for the rec department or vice versa, or that. An internal policies, if you're requested to do something that is outside your normal
That's right.
days, contact
That's right.
the town manager.
And it may not be somebody internally, right?
Right.
Who knows? I might call you up, and I know it's happened before. And I know in that instance, it did get shut down is, hey, road foreman, the end of my driveway has too much snow built up on it from the plow winging it back. Can you
Yeah.
come by and take care of it for me?
That's a,
It
big
gets
one.
requested.
it does.
Yeah.
And, it's really hard on somebody when they're it's really hard to say no, first of all. So I credit anyone who does say no. Those things creep up. And if you're calling someone to, I don't know, go do something like that in the end of the, if it's it's just something that I think we need to be aware of and make sure that we're getting from our employees. What are the things you're being asked to do? Are you being asked to pick up trash? Are you being asked to clear out driveways? Are you being asked, and make sure that we're aware of those if they're outside of what they're responsible for and address them and curb them or set a fee schedule for them.
Or
Because-
just say, no, we're not, that's not part of cleaning off the end of your driveway is not their job. Start that. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else on that? Right, so we got pay orders. And meanwhile, we'll have the town managers report.
Super simple.
For
Then I'll ask you guys if you have any other questions for me. So as far as HR, we have 3 interviews or interviewees now, with the first interview on Friday and the final interview next Friday by October 12th, we should have a new hire. I'll have that done, finished, off to the races.
you gonna mean that Friday?
Who's gonna be on that committee?
It will be Gene and I.
How come the select board's not on it? The whole select board and our road foreman.
We'll discuss that in executive session.
Okay, thank you.
We got the speed sign removed and shipped back. That's done. In VDA, I called them again. I've asked them about the speed study. I've not heard back. I'm going to keep calling until I get a response.
So on the speed sign, UPS has not picked up the package yet, but we did, yeah.
Okay,
Well, unless they picked it up today. I have it in the back,
it's ready to go.
yeah.
And then I spoke with FEMA and they indicated that they may be out by October 15th, tentative, and the state has directed them to go to Newport. So they might extend their stay just slightly longer or shorter, depending, but tentative October 15th. And then any other questions for the board?
Yeah, how we coming along on our personnel policy packet?
I can have that to you next week if you like.
Well, I thought we were supposed to have that rewritten and then have the select board go through it with you to okay it.
We can, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
All right. Any other business?
Yeah, I've got.
I guess that
Dean,
was,
and this is, we'll take care of this. I just recently took a ride in Newport to do some help for the town, picking up a rim for a truck. Now, I understand now there's a problem with me getting reimbursed for mileage.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that?
Well, typically when the select board does something, they do it in its entirety and they agree on it together. That's a fund source or a line item that the select board agrees on. For example, when we went to Stowe, that was an agreed upon line item that the board, you guys approved. If you need reimbursement, you could go for it. But the concern I have, Mike, and I appreciate your help, I do, I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want any liability on the town. And, well, if you got hurt, you're working for the town.
No, I was going that way anyways, and I said, it's look, 5 miles out of my way. We have a problem with our town crew being so light. And if I can do anything, I don't care what it's gonna do to help these guys out, because they can't afford to go get it themselves. I'm halfway there anyway, so I'm not really too concerned about liability for the town, no.
Well,
So-
I am.
That's,
I'm
that's,
responsible for it.
Well, in the minute that they pay you, then it becomes a liability because now they're paying you.
mileage.
I get it.
But if you get in.
But it's you're there anyways. You're going 5 miles out of your way.
Potentially
I
liable
know.
for all of your medical care.
Okay,
And did they ask Noah to do the errand for them? I mean,
I didn't know until I saw a reimbursement form that Lisa told me about. I didn't know until I came in.
there's definitely a process that
Yeah.
if you're asking someone to do something on behalf of the town, which should be followed.
I volunteered.
Okay, well, there you have it.
You volunteered.
Okay, well, that's.
So no mileage?
If you volunteered, you're not expected to
Okay,
reimburse.
then the rim will be going back. It's gotta go back anyways.
I'll go pick it up. Okay. Any other business? All right. So let's prove the
Do we
minute.
want to do the minutes before we read all the books?
Oh, yeah, let's do that first. Your pay orders before we do anything else, I guess.
You want a packet?
Yep.
Want a packet? Something not right here. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. A little bit different. We're learning.
So you guys all know Teresa's back?
Her, I'm super excited. In the office.
Yeah, yeah.
She is.
She is a trooper.
Oh, yes. She will be at the next select board meeting.
Sometimes needed. Oh,
You're always
shoot.
needed, Katie.
You're very much needed.
Mhm. You're still welcome to.
Sure will.
Oh, I'm like, what do we have propane on? And then I see it's fire department. Okay. It's having a moment.
You are?
I was out in the sun all day.
For you? God. So sad.
That was,
Hmm.
I was stacking wood.
Oh, you see.
So if something's in the pay order that we're not paying, how do we handle that?
What do you mean? We're not? Just highlight it for me, circle it, and then we will adjust.
I'm gonna come back.
No, we're gonna be in Newport.
Oh, okay. Well, I like that,
Sorry.
ringtone.
Yeah, I always make sure mine's on the phone anyways. Sign it.
As it should be.
While you guys are waiting, I should give you a quick little update on
I need to
the
go get an arm, so I can't just like.
So the MERP grant, we're looking at October, November timeline for them to get the final amount received. It's up to $500,000, which is super exciting for municipal energy resilience. And then by December, we should know when they're going to disperse the money. So it's exciting. That'll give us the winter to kind of prepare to implement these projects. It'll be the town hall, the garage, and the railroad.
Yeah, and that's the weatherization stuff.
Yes. Yep.
Do they know what the anticipated savings associated with that is? I think we talked about it at one point, but I don't. remember.
There is a chart for that.
That's okay.
Was this building insulated when they did it all over again, Joel? I know they,
What?
the building, when they redid the building, was it insulated as well?
Which building? All
This
the
one.
buildings were, yeah.
They
Yeah,
were?
this one was heavily insulated,
That's
but
what I
we
thought.
did what we would call the low hanging fruit
know
on
what?
insulation. We filled the attic with a foot. We put foam against the walls in the basement. We changed all the windows, but that didn't include everything. And now this grant is allowing us to finish up the smaller details and some new stuff that we wasn't even under consideration then. So like solar panels and stuff like that, right, Noah? This is.
That's right.
So, and we didn't insulate the train station at the time because it's a brick building and the cost of insulation fuel was so cheap then that it didn't make sense to spend money on insulation. That's what the architect told us at the time. Well, things changed pretty quick then. So it makes sense now for sure.
Here's that
The
packet done.
the envelope.
Mike hasn't signed it.
Oh,
Mike
okay.
hasn't signed it.
Now I'm sending 2 out of 3, so there's one that I have.
This is one packet. Noah, some of these invoices are marked for FEMA. I recommend that you put the disaster number that it's associated with now that we have 2 disaster numbers.
I will let staff know and I'll.
Sheet forms, this way funds don't get
Yeah.
crisscrossed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one.
Teresa probably is already doing that anyways, I would imagine. No?
All the invoices are just marked as FEMA.
Oh, okay.
We'll get. It'll help me in the long run when I'm gonna apply for ones.
Especially when we
Wow,
get a single audit.
Yeah.
I have not gotten one of these after you signed it. It's a good thing I've been scribbling my whole name because that looks like HM, not GM.
Uh,
And again, capital, cursive G and cursive H are very similar. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I already signed it?
Mike, it's probably been a while. I know you're driving. Think here, the bids, they came in better than expected. I'm not sure if we mentioned that to you guys, but they were, for sledge removal, they were under $1 million. We were,
They were. Good news on that front.
we were ecstatic.
Under $1 million.
That was the,
Where are they bringing it?
it's not my problem. Somewhere.
I'm
Probably
guessing
covered.
to a waste hazardous waste. I mean, it is 20-year-old,
Yeah, them,
well, it's older than that. Some of that poo in the bottom of that bins are older than I am.
So are they hauling away the sludge also?
yeah, you have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
And that's included in that bid.
No more questions.
Yeah, I think, is it supposed to be done like every 10 years or something?
Yeah, there's a routine to it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, let's say not every 40, but
Right. Yeah,
Let's put that on the
at
schedule
least every 20.
for
Hmm.
Actually, I believe when we get through with all of this, we'll put in a different kind of system where we basically remove a little bit every 4 or 5 years, and then we don't get into this predicament again.
Mhm. I haven't signed that one. I haven't signed any, well, I've signed one.
some caffeine balance here. You look like you can use some caffeine.
No, I'm gonna go to bed here pretty soon. If I have caffeine, if the opportunities. I think you know.
Oh, yeah, it was your close day.
Yeah, we're closed day.
Yeah. It's not a day
Or
off.
whatever that's worth.
It's not a day off, it's a closed day.
It's cleanup day.
Cisco pulled up just as I was leaving.
Tonight?
Hmm.
Oh,
They're not real good at staying consistent.
I think we're gonna switch. Town decision, it's my decision.
No, but you might not want to announce that.
And say who we're going with.
Noah, has the planning board reviewed and rewritten the
yes, we
zoning
have.
petition?
Yes.
Petition.
And that's,
We did do
Andre.
that.
that's on their agenda for this upcoming.
No, we did rewrite the petition.
Right.
We have to start working on the report now.
That's right.
Right. Basically, the wording is gonna be, do the voters want to abolish zoning? It's gonna be a straightforward question.
Up front, I like it.
Because all the rest was irrelevant to, well, it's not irrelevant, it's just the voters don't have the authority to set dates and things like that. That's not within their realm, but they can ask that question, and that was the meat of the question that I think we thought came down to that, so.
That happened in November, right?
No. Okay, are we all signed? Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
I think so.
I'm all done?
Got 3 back, Noah?
One, two. This- Oh, yeah, there's another one there. Okay. All right, so anybody want to approve the minutes of September 24th?
A motion to approve the minutes as written.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So somebody want to make a motion to go into executive?
I will make a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel issues with members of the board and town manager Noah present.
Town manager and the president.
Town manager, comma, Noah present.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you,
Good
Katie.
night, all.
Thank you, Katie.
Thanks, Joel. Thanks, Mike.
Just let me know what time you get done.
Don't forget to stop the recording.
Yeah, we got to stop recording.